Today, we're going to escape to the outside and reminisce of warm, sunny days when our gardens and landscapes were thriving and bursting forth with blooms. I encourage you to look around a bit more closely below the layers of frost at the beauty that still remains. While cold, dreary winter months can feel long, there are many hidden treasures to be found in your surroundings. Through this series, we'll be exploring a variety of plants, trees, and shrubs that have winter features. We'll look at some winter blooming plants that have showy blooms during the winter months. We'll make note of ornamental bark that you may notice in your surroundings. We'll discuss seeds and berries, and we'll also talk about winter vegetables that you may already be growing. And then we'll spend the last portion of the series discussing the various types of evergreens that are common in Dare County. And just a reminder, as I've mentioned before, anytime I try to plant a new border garden or add some plants to my landscape, I always try to plan for blooms, colors, or point of interest that will last throughout the growing season and even into the winter. I call this all season gardening, and planning for this keeps your garden and landscape beautiful and interesting. It encourages birds and wildlife to frequent your home, and they also provide some wonderful points of interest. You'd be amazed at what some of the nuts and seeds and berries can add to a landscape, and you will only get to capture these beauties during the fall and winter months. Today, we are talking about texture and color, from smooth to rough, from papery peeling to a spectrum of different hues. Bark is a major contributor to framing the beauty of our landscape, and it often goes unnoticed. However, winter is a wonderful time to observe the intricacies of this natural artwork. To start us off on our winter bark observations, we are going to focus on the beautiful crepe myrtle. This plant can be grown as a tree or a shrub, and it creates a show of beautiful blooms from midsummer to early fall. Many people grow these plants for this very reason. However, the hidden treasure behind a crepe myrtle is the showy ornamental bark that they produce, which is highlighted in the late fall and winter months. You will notice colors of chalky gray or white to tans, browns, and bronzes. Its bark can range from smooth to mottled, and some varieties even shed, and this is completely normal. If you enjoy the blooms of this lovely plant, be sure to take note of its attractive bark in your landscape. One of my favorites is Cornysaricia, also known as the red stem dogwood or creek dogwood. This is a part of the dogwood family, and it produces vibrant red stems and twigs that are very conspicuous in the winter months. It is a large deciduous shrub, and it's native to North America, including North Carolina. It typically is found growing in damp, boggy areas, riparian areas, or wetland margins. And this wildlife plant is a larval host for butterflies, as well as it supports birds and bees, so it makes an excellent addition to a pollinator garden. Again, working in that all season gardening concept that you're producing a plant that not only is attractive in the spring and summer months because of its flowers, but then in the fall and winter, it showcases these beautiful red stems. It can be used in a as a specimen plant or in a mass or shrub border and used in front of an evergreen hedge for contrast. So I would certainly encourage you to look into adding this to your landscape. The loblolly pine, Pinus tita, is one of the fastest growing southern pines. This tree is used as a quick screen in many landscapes, and it is fairly common here in Dare County. So common, in fact, that you may not even take time to notice the intricate bark that adorns the trunks of these very tall trees. The bark can have broad, flat plates ranging in colors from dark brown to dark gray, and you may even discover some shades of red or burgundy. As the trees age, the plates become more noticeable and more furrowed. Now, this tree does transplant quite easily, and it adapts well to moist soil conditions. Another interesting fact about this tree is that as it matures, it loses its lower branches, which makes it a very useful shade tree. And this feature also helps showcase its lovely bark. So go out in your landscape and take notice if you have some loblolly pines and some beautiful bark to enjoy. Finally, I'm going to talk about lichens. Now, this is not a type of a tree or shrub, But these growths can be found growing in flat or fuzzy patterns on woody plants. And lichens are not damaging to a plant or a tree. Many people think they are, but they can be an indicator that your tree or plant might be stressed or in decline. They are incredibly visible in the winter months, particularly on deciduous trees once their leaves have dropped. And their colors range from bluish gray to green, and they really add an interesting texture to the natural landscape and surroundings. So, if you discover some of these in your landscape, I encourage you to look closely at another one of Mother Nature's intricacies and really appreciate the beauty of what these offer to your garden in the winter months. If you'd like an opportunity to connect more with North Carolina Cooperative Extension Dare County and learn about the different programs and events that we have going on throughout the year, please look us up on our website or give us a call. We would love to hear from you.